would appear the stream is live. I just want to check something real quick, and yes, okay, we see the image, and now I can get back to the cockpit. So I'm doing an ACLS landing in very bad weather. As you can see, I can barely see what's on my wing there. There are some holes in the clouds, but there's a thunderstorm going on, and so we're going to have a look at what HAL 9000 will be able to do to land this plane, because right now it's all set up and coupled and ready to go. So we can see, like in my HUD, that the needles are more or less centered. Here you can barely see a faint yellow light. It's the amber light of the carrier that tells us that we're in the right angle. And here our auto throttle is on. We're coupled for the pitch and roll. Let me just see if I can move that like that. There we go. We see P and R, so we're coupled for pitch and roll. So I'm going to unpause, and then I'm going to stop touching anything and just let the plane fly itself onto the carrier. Let's see how that goes. You can look around. Can't see much. Much to see anyways. Oh, you can see that the computer now is following the glide path. Seems to be on the ball. At 3/4 of a mile, I'm gonna have to call the Hornet ball. You can see in the right MFD that we're following the heading that the air controllers had given me. The ACLS system is coupled. It's in mode 1. We're heading towards the carrier at 1.5 mile from Harry S. Truman. It's funny because we can see the lights from a frigate that are brighter than the lights on the carrier.
Abort inbound, resuming mission.
I hit the wrong button. Let's see if the computer still does his job. It didn't. So I don't know if it's my Hornet ball thing that didn't work out, or if it's just the fact that it decouples or whatever, but it seems to have been the experience that I've had with this so far. So now I'm flying away from the carrier. I'll try to fly about 10 miles out and see if I can come back in and do another one. Apparently you have to reset this thing here, so I'm going to go back to HSI. So now it's going to do its test, and then it's going to try to reconnect. While it's doing that, I'll reset the HSI on the right MFD, because otherwise it's kind of hard to know where I'm going in that soup. So I'll try to head out about 10 miles and reconfigure myself at about 140 knots at 1200 feet. See if I'm going to be able to get it right this time. So I'm at the right altitude. Got a little hole in the clouds here. We can see that it's not super pretty in terms of weather, but here there's a hole. So I'm about 8 miles. Gonna give it gas and start my turn. That ship we see in front, I think it's one of the decoration frigates I put in. You can see it right there. I set it about 10 miles behind the carrier, so it seems to be doing its thing. So I'm gonna turn around and try to set it back to 1200 feet at 140 knots. Not quite lined up yet. I'll try to get the speed. Speed is good. I've got my auto throttle. I've got more or less the altitude. Now I'm going to turn slightly to the left.
Clear.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to say at this point to the people at the tower.
301, abort inbound, resuming mission.
Those damn radio commands, it's
Mark
what takes all your attention away from the flying.
State 3.3. 301, established Angels 1, state 3.3.
I'm gonna have to turn around if I want to do the radio stuff properly.
301, commencing, state 3.2, altimeter 29.93. 301, checking in, 6 miles. 301, approach, 301, platform. 301, roger.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get the ACLS to do its thing, so I'm just gonna turn around and see if it'll work again. It's one of those things, it's like you can't miss, but it's the computer that misses. What do you do? I know what to do, I just landed myself, but I want to test the computer doing it. So I'll just climb, head away, see what we can do. How are we doing on fuel? Well, we've got plenty of fuel.
301, flight bullseye. 301, final radar contact, 6 miles.
Okay, so he's got his radar contact. But the ACLS seems to have a tilt, so I'm gonna have to, again, play with these shitty things while it does its test and reconnects. a little low. Wheels are out and everything. It's good. Head left. Should be getting a lock on, hopefully.
ACLS lock on 6 miles, St. Needles. 301, up and on. 301, confirm fly mode 2.
So we've got mode 1, we'll couple and see. I've got to call the ball, not say abort. Beautiful weather. Again, we can see the coupled pitch and roll, auto throttle.
301.
Getting on the glide path. When these two lines meet with this here, we're going to start heading for that light, which is the carrier. See, the ball also comes down here. Everything connects together. So I'll try not to fuck up my radio call this time. Yeah, the throttle disconnected on its own. That's the problem. I'm gonna give it throttle again. And now I'm no longer coupled. You see? That's what's going on. Okay. Let's try that. See how that goes. You gotta pay attention to everything, because otherwise the computer is gonna just fly you into the water.
Hornet ball, 2.3.
Still have my things there. It looks like you might get it this time. There we go. Oh, alter, you see I have to get back in the cockpit and do my... Oh well. Did I have my hook down? I didn't. That's my fault. So we have to go again? See, when I trust the computer to do everything, I think it's gonna drop the wheels, drop the hook, drop everything. No, I have to take care of that. So now we've got landing configuration, we've got our flaps. Okay. Try one more time with that machine, and then if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna land it myself because it's way easier. So now I have to reset this, go back to HSI, remove this, set that again, that going, check my altitude, got my speed. Just gonna set the speed for now. Fly 8-9 miles. Now the ATC is flashing because I had that reflex of touching the throttle. Let's check everything is set. Gear down, full flaps, hook down. 7 miles. I'll just call the nonsense calls again and down.
Marshall 301. Marking Ops 134.7. Angels 1.5. State 1.8. 301. Established Angels 1.5. State 1.7.
Fuel low. 301. State
301. Commencing. State 1.7. Altimeter 29.93.
301. Radar contact 9 miles. Expect final bearing 288. 301. Switch approach.
301. 301. Checking in. 9 miles. 301. Approach. Final bearing 288. 301. 301. Platform. 301. Roger.
Doesn't want to couple this time. Okay, there we go. Let's see if it'll keep its throttle settings. It's gonna keep coupled. Got my hands in my pockets, looking at what it's gonna do. Not touching anything. There are lightning strikes all around. Little ball is falling, so now we're gonna start going down. I have to get ready for my radio call. 2.2 miles, still coupled, still got my ATC going, still keeping my hands not too far from the controls if I have to land it manually, because still don't trust that computer. But it's doing an okay job so far. There are those frigate lights again. This is the only light I see on the carrier. Now we're starting to see the ball there, which is what we see here. It's reproduced there.
301, on bypass, on course, 3/4 of a mile, call the ball. 301, Hornet ball, 0.9.
Hook is down, gear is down. Should work. It's much slower than the approach I would take, but hey, let's see. There we go, we've landed. And we're getting the fuel low warning. So let's get the hook back up. Flaps auto. Fold the wings. And we can get this plane to our parking spot. Oh, the hook is still hooked. Let's remove that and
Fuel low. Fuel low.
get out of there for the next planes to be able to arrive. The hook is acting up weird. So go back to the cockpit. Nice little parking here. And we're gonna set the parking brakes. There we go. And then we can ask the ground crew to set the wheel chocks.
Chief, place the wheel chocks. Copy. Wheel chocks are now in place.
So they've got the wheel chocks on the wheels, and as you can see, we're on the elevator ready to go down to the hangar. So it worked this time. There you have it. So let's turn it off. Jet's gonna turn off. canopy's gonna open. And because it's raining a lot, I'm just gonna close the canopy right back down. I don't want to get wet. Look at all that water. There we go. We have the little folks on the carrier deck doing their thing. And we're parked. So hope you enjoyed that little video.